All right, everybody, new merch. We got some art done by artist Thomas C. Rogers. You may have seen some of his collabs with Devils of Dirt Hawking. He has also done some extensive work with Harley Davidson. There's no AI done here on our merch. Of course, our thumbnails are always AI, but check it out on sportingchancepod.com. We got pullovers, zip-ups, long sleeves, t-shirts, and of course, stickers.
And this podcast is brought to you by Mountain State Falconry Supply. Freshen up your gear or get ready for the micro season. Visit mountainstatefalconrysupply.com.
And don't forget to get the tightest braided equipment on the market at midnightfalconry.com.
If you haven't put a deposit down on your next hunting partner, now's the time. Contact Seth Roy at northmountaingoshawks.com for your next season's hunting partner.
Welcome, everybody, to the least professional falconry podcast in the world, the Sporting Chance Podcast.
Thank you for being here, everybody.
All right. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's a little different round.
So today we are joined by the brothers Eliya, Phil and Paul, as many of you know them. I've been trying real hard to work in a joke about Phil being a Team U PBD.
Yes. Team U PBD.
When I was born in Iran.
A Wish.com version of PBD.
Yeah. And the PBD podcast.
I was like,
Anybody know him?
No.
PBD?
PBD?
Not that kind of crowd.
He is distant cousin. Yes.
You do
Wrong
share
crowd.
a shared ancestry, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very close.
Racist.
All right.
It's racist. Yeah, that's racist.
So the format of the show is going to be we're going to talk, and as questions or comments come up, just raise your hand, and we're going to have you come up here and ask or comment away. Does it sound good?
That'd be great.
All right.
Let's do it. Cool. Hey, and don't worry, everybody. You can listen to this at 1.5 on your podcast.
Yeah, you can speak. You can speak
Aaron's
me
speaking
up.
too slow.
Yeah.
For the Aaron portions.
All right. I noticed I stand out like a sore thumb up here.
Why?
Although the accent, but this morning Zach said that he heard.
No, you should set the whole story up first.
So this morning we were getting out as quick as we could without hawking with anybody else. That was the goal.
The goal was to go out and have a little fun and then try to get a couple kills each and then film some stuff for the podcast. And, we're trying to get the YouTube channel going and whatever. And every time me and Aaron hawk, because we live so far away from each other, it's always like in a big group at an event, and we never really get to like have quality time. So we're like, let's get up. But then, but then,
Isn't that sweet?
former guest of the show, Zach Bond, he was like, kind of like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing? And I'm like, I explained to him exactly what I just said. And he keeps, and you guys are over here? And he's looking, this is last night in the dark, right?
He's pre-scouting.
Right? So we let all our dogs pee and this and that. We get everything buttoned up. And then I was like trying to find something in the back of my truck, but everybody else was inside. And this is not even a joke. I see Zach moving his car from across the parking lot with the lights off, like this, going through the parking lot.
Where is he?
And he's going right next to Aaron's truck,
Oh
like an inch away from his truck, like so that we couldn't leave without him.
Oh my God.
Nah, you
can pick those.
you dropped an air tag in your bumper.
So the joke-
You got an air tag on your bumper.
He ran a string out the window to Aaron's car around the tree, and it's on and he's sleeping in his car like this.
The joke was that Zach has got a string attached to a bell to my truck.
yeah. It's gonna wake him up as soon as you move.
It turned into that.
They put tape on the door to see if you
I don't
opened
know
it.
what it is, but I guess he put more rabbits in the bag than you guys did.
Yeah.
Because
Did he?
Yeah.
See,
caught
we
something?
knew what was best for him. He just didn't want to hear it.
So then it was him putting his hand under my tire and sleeping like that.
Yeah, then it was sleeping behind your car like in a sleeping bag. Then it was in the bed of your car with his bird. It's just like the whole night for like
You
an
guys
hour.
are so
We'll just
mean.
keep
That's
going.
so terrible.
Yeah, that's not fair to Zach.
No, poor Zach.
Zach, he's in on the joke. He loves
But
it.
then this morning, when we got out of there, he called. he said, I heard the Confederate accent in the hallway. I should have been here.
He said, I should have got out of bed, he said. I said, well, that was your mistake. That was your first mistake. Yeah, me and Aaron, we were up. We set the alarm and for 6, and I didn't sleep at all because this guy snores. And then I look over at him at like 5:15 in the morning, and I'm like, because I can't, I'm just like staring at the ceiling, and he's looking at his phone already. So we got up like an hour before our alarm.
Oh my gosh!
And we just like got ready, and Ben is like, Mr. Organized, so he was up at like 4 already. So everybody was waiting, and we just like got in the car and left in the dark. Yeah, Ben Shelton. We had a good day. Ben killed. Aaron killed. Eventually.
Casey, he killed with Harris Hawks.
Yeah.
You have something to say about
He also
that?
took a bite also.
What's that?
He also took a bite also.
Right, yeah.
Not a bad one though. But it was a sick.
When you don't care about your hawks, the bite doesn't really matter.
No.
Was it Harrison? You just get another one, right?
You just
Throw it in the gutter and buy, like Phil, like Easy E said, throw it in the gutter and go buy another.
That's it.
exactly from the crowd.
So was that before you got
That's how he
physically
does it.
assaulted or after?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're working into it. But then I will say this about Ben's catch. So he had a cast of Harris Hawks, and so they go up, and Ben's yelling and hollering, as they would say.
Hooting and hollering.
Hooting and hollering, trying to get him to stop chasing the squirrel because we weren't after squirrels. And they both end up catching it like around this small nest, one on one side and one on the other side. And they're up there, and I'm trying to film it. And then
Are they male and female, or are they both? Okay.
Yes, male and female. And so then they I guess the female pulls the male up over the one limb, and they fly straight towards me with like both holding it like this.
Oh, no way.
And they fly
I've
to
never
like a
seen that.
sapling like 6 inches in diameter, and they just literally smash the squirrel against it and just like spin it. It was insane.
That is cool.
It was cool.
They smashed
Like
the squirrel
full
against the
speed
tree.
into the tree, like coming down like boom right into the tree.
I
It's
don't
crazy.
think I've ever seen two on a kill in the air. No.
No, I've only hit that with a cast like once.
It's fun.
I
Squirrel
think it
hawking
was,
with a
I
cast.
think it was
is fun.
Mike.
Yeah, where's Mike on Jersey here?
Yeah.
No.
He's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There's not too many people flying casts right here.
They're doing it.
It's common in the South. It's good weather for Harris Hawks.
Yeah, there's a few things down there that
Yeah.
you guys do what we don't do up here.
Yeah.
We hook up with our cousins.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it. You beat
Listen,
me to it. I'm just saying.
You'd be surprised what happens.
We could have just left it at innuendo, but no, Aaron had to point it out there.
Yeah.
The elephant
You know,
man.
you guys have your fair share of weirdos like we encountered today.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that
So,
was
you guys familiar with the hunter harassment videos on YouTube? Yeah. We experienced that today. We got it on video too. So Mike got, my apprentice Mike, he got access to a property that's really nice. 250 acres?
It's about 200.
Yeah. He got access to a property. He got
access.
permission.
Let me just go just for everybody listening at home. Goes on Onyx, looks at the meat location, goes on Onyx, looks at properties that would be suitable, and then starts cold calling, going down the rabbit hole to find the phone number of the individual that owns the property, cold calling them to get permission.
Maybe you should have gave the thing that we did before this, right? Isn't that what was it about finding
That was
properties?
about. I didn't sit in
Did
on
anybody
it.
go to that before? Yeah.
Was it good? It was interesting.
Very, very long. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
he would have been more entertaining to do it though.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Don't.
tech-
Brittany's
Yeah,
behind.
well,
you
you
should
have
put
to
it
be able
together.
to-
Don't say too much about it. Brittany.
You have to know. You have to be able to. You have to be able to identify. And I worked with Sean. We went over it. Sean's trying to find spots. He's a new falconer, and you just got to be able to look from the satellite photo of what you're trying to see, like what the habitat's going to look like when you get there.
And if you don't, but you got to relate what you're seeing on the satellite photo to what's actually on the ground.
Right.
Like so that you recognize, you got to recognize that pattern.
Exactly. You have to be able to know if it's worth driving there and taking a look at it.
One tip I'll give everybody here. The best tip I've ever used. Don't say hunting, say walking. Because you're not hunting. You're walking.
You're birds hunting.
That's right.
We're bird
You
watching.
just tell them, I'm just walking. The bird's hunting.
Exercising our birds.
Most of the time,
We're rehabbing.
the less you can say hunting, the better off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that
So
is.
Mike gets access to this property.
Before catching his first head of game at
a Jersey
Jersey meet. Yeah, at the Jersey meet,
Right.
which is another accomplishment.
Nice.
So shout out to
Awesome.
Mike.
It's hard to take a bird on the road and catch it. It's always an accomplishment.
10-hour drive or whatever.
Yeah, driving and all that kind of thing.
That's our furthest trip this year. So yeah,
Nice.
I was proud.
It was great. Good job, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Good sponsor.
Yeah.
Well,
best.
but Mike, I mean, not to go off track, but he came a couple times to Jersey, right? Second time.
This is my third year.
Just watching and learning.
Yeah, he put his time in, patient.
Get the mic close.
Like that. So,
Sorry.
Mike got permission to this property. We go to this property, and then Mike and Ben are ahead of us in the small convoy, and they're talking to a guy that lives at the end of the street, and the interaction, like from a distance, looks fine. But come to find out, it was very weird interaction, and the guy. God, I don't know. We probably shouldn't go down the rabbit hole, but basically,
No, we should. It was good. It was
Okay, well, you'll do a better job with it than me. Go ahead.
So he called me in bed a couple of dickheads.
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad.
We were being
Yeah.
very polite.
That sounds about right
That's
to
not
me.
so far off.
Yeah, and anybody who knows Ben and Mike, they're like literally the nicest human beings on the
yes,
face of the earth. So I know whatever, and then they're telling us what happened. And then the guy proceeds to get an air horn. First, he's like, we pull in like any other falconer would pull into a spot. And you're like, all right, yeah, it looks good. Maybe we start here like this. And then you just like look over. And there's just a guy standing, like hyperventilating, like trying to give you like this intimidating stare, like on the edge of his driveway. It's so weird. Then he starts blowing an air horn off. Then he starts, and we're like beating brush, and he's blowing the air horn. He's setting the alarm on his car off. And then
He was trying to like scare the Cooper talk.
no, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's trying to help us. I don't know.
That's a nice.
Then he starts walking up and down the street, like giving us like like the crazy eyes, like he wants I'm like, dude, that may work on your mom, dude, but it's not gonna,
Yeah, so
doesn't work. Yeah, like just relax. And then
Mr. Aggro, like,
not
goes over there.
aggro. No, I just
Actually, let's. I look at Casey. I go, bro, this would be good video content. You need to go down there.
I was like, why don't you go over there and talk to him? It'd be great.
So he did. He goes down there with the video camera.
No, he walks up to me. He's walking up and down the street doing the crazy eyes, and we're kind of working this like little strip that goes along and then cuts away from the road deeper into the property. So I'm like kind of lagging towards the road, and he's like walking up and down the road, and he's like looking at me like he wants to fist fight.
Well, did you have your GoPro on your head?
No, I was filming it with my phone. And then he said something, and he mouthed like "F you" at me, like "fuck you." And I said, well, do something about it then. I said, do something about it then. And then he like turns and like comes towards me. So I start walking towards him, and then he starts backing up. And then I'm like, and then I basically just like, I'm like, dude, we're not doing anything wrong. Like, no one's here to hurt you, dude. Like, I don't know what drugs you're on, whatever, maybe some other choice words. And then I told him, what you're doing is actually illegal, hunter harassment. And by the looks of your situation, you can't pay a fine right now. So why don't you go back into your mom's house and just take a deep breath, have a juice box or something, and and then he literally just like went inside like a kid.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Well, he was like, he calmed down after that, but it was really bizarre.
Oh, man.
And then I even got in on it, Mr. Counselor. I was like, "You're weird, bro."
No, Aaron finished. He finished.
The big tall guy behind a tree with a hawk in the fist. You're weird.
You're weird.
You're the weird guy.
I'm putting the hawk back in the truck because I have the wrong hawk for this. I've got a Harris hawk, and if anybody knows anything about Harris hawks, they're prone to going and checking stuff out and landing on cars and all. So I was like, this bird might go land on this guy's car, and who knows what he'll do if that happens.
Yeah.
So I'm putting the bird up, and then he's just standing there like this.
Yeah, literally like the whole time. I'm like,
Oh yeah, and I say something effective like, "What are you doing, dude?"
That's when Casey took his shirt off, right?
I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?" And he's just standing there like that. And I'm like, "You're weird, bro. Like, what are you like? This is weird."
He's like, "You're holding a weenie dog."
Yeah. No, I didn't get the dogs out. I was afraid.
Oh, okay.
you didn't pull the wiener out. You just
Imagine if they went and barked at him or something. Yeah. He like pulls a gun out, shoots him, and says,
I've come across a few homeless people, encampments, and those kinds of things, but
Oh Oh,
I don't know.
I'm friends with them.
You didn't have a gun pulled out on you though this time.
Huh?
You didn't have a gun pulled out on you.
No.
Have you?
We went out hawking with Brian at one time, and I think we told that story.
Brian Bradley. Shout out to Brian Bradley.
Yeah, Brian, and
Did we tell it on the Munier's podcast?
yeah.
Maybe.
So it was just we were flying your goshawk at the time, and it took off or something. We were just trying to track it down. And
This is a little bit after 9/11. This is like where they filmed The Sopranos, like
That part of
TV
Jersey,
show.
yeah, a lot of
that
that.
part
Yeah.
of Jersey.
You guys are Italian, right?
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
And so, yeah, Brian, you could tell it if you want. I mean, it was good.
I don't think Brian.
Brian,
I have a question.
go ahead.
Can we go back and visit that guy tomorrow?
Yeah. No,
I got a bunch of people that want to
no,
go.
so I'm thinking about putting together a team like the Avengers of all the most aggro
The most
I got all
short
these
fused.
new people looking to go out hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring them
Oh, good. That'd
there.
be great.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll keep him out of the sport.
Matt, you're going tomorrow.
We'll just post Matt.
Yeah.
And Matt will do the same pose back at him the whole time while we're hawking. We'll be all hawking, and Matt will just be standing there staring at him like.
So, let's,
What
let's see what-
Jersey's
Matt at
different.
6 a.m. in the morning or Tom at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Tom and this guy
Tom
are gonna
at
have a
3
party
a.m.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Tom Cole in the back at 3 a.m. Tom is fully nude.
Could be
Floating
scary.
in the bathtub of my hotel room. That was so funny. Oh
Let's-
my god.
So let's do a little exercise. Let's pick 5 people here to go to this property
Oh
tomorrow.
my gosh, no.
Oh, if we had Harold, we could have just sent Harold there. That'd
We
be
could just send Harold. We could send Miguel.
Harold James.
No, well, Harold James. Yeah, Harold James.
Different Harold though, but yeah.
different Harold.
That guy would just yeah.
So Miguel's going.
Miguel's
Casey's going. Casey's got to go
You
back.
left? You left for work? Yeah, I have to work.
Jimmy G would
Jimmy
definitely
G,
go.
we could send
Northeast
Jimmy G.
Director would go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would represent that.
and a butt kicking.
In an altercation. Yeah.
All right, so we got 3.
I don't think you need any
Brian,
of that.
you think Brian goes?
Brian's a sleeper. He won't
Yeah.
say nothing.
No, he doesn't
He's
say
like the
anything.
Iceman.
And then he just, once he gets pushed too far, then he just snaps. You
Yeah.
can't pull him back after
Yeah.
that. So
No,
he's a liability. We
He's
can't
like
bring
Doc
Brian.
Holliday in the group.
We can't bring Brian.
He's got the sawed off.
We get Tom sauced up and we send him.
Oh, we just give Tom a couple of drinks.
I see
We
Tom.
just cut Tom in there.
Tom's the one that starts it, and then everyone else has to.
The guy
fill
just
the
ends up
line.
at the end of it. The guy's just paying Tom like to talk to him about birds the whole time.
And then, of course, we ended it with this guy today. We said, we'll see you tomorrow.
I looked at Ryan. I said, "We'll be back tomorrow morning, just so you know. So take your pills or whatever I said to him."
Way to
right.
spread good public falconry relationships for the club. Good job.
I mean, you can't be harassed, and like there's only a point. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and that's it. Like, are we representing falconry
we didn't
correctly?
cuss him out or anything.
Oh.
But anyway, we
I didn't really curse him
yeah.
out.
So, all right. Part of the reason why we wanted to have you guys on was tomorrow. The guest speaker is Teddy, and you guys are 2 of her 3 apprentices. I think she's maybe had 3.
Yeah.
In such a long falconry career.
She's had 4.
We don't count that one.
Yeah, there's a couple that died on
one
the vine
failed.
pretty quickly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they didn't make it, or
Yeah, they made
come
the
out?
cut.
That happens to a lot. That happens to
Yeah, no, they started off, and
Yeah, it happens a
I don't know what he's doing now, but yeah.
Okay. So we wanted to ask you guys.
But there's 3 of us that became active game hawkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like being sponsored by Teddy?
Well, so make sure that's off.
I know what to say about that.
Phil's got to take a business call. Sorry, guys.
No, I want to make sure
No.
it doesn't go off.
Yeah, so
The thing that I liked about Teddy, that for me, I'll just speak for myself. I won't speak for my brother. I was, I was just getting into like some hunting, bird hunting and stuff like that. So I wasn't really a full blown hunter. I got into the birds because they were cool. I'm just going to be honest. It's a bird, and I just wanted to get into it. And then I was getting into some shooting and some hunting and stuff like that. So I'll just keep it short so I won't talk about myself too long. The best thing that Teddy taught me is that how to hunt, that this is hunting, that it's a hunting sport. And I think, I hope I would have done that, but I don't know how much I would have done that had it not been for Teddy stressing that. When I first started, when we got the bird, we're like, Teddy,
you're enamored by the bird. So
I'm like, Teddy, we call it, the bird flew to my fist. And she's like,
So what?
yeah, okay. Yeah. And I'm like, the bird flew to my fist. Do you understand what I mean? The bird flew and landed on my fist. Like, that's the crazy, we were so just like, that was the coolest thing. I'd never seen a bird fly. We never been out hunting with anybody. there's, I don't know if you guys know, but there wasn't an internet back in the day.
There was. You just didn't know about it yet.
Yeah, well, there was like 2 falconry bases. But anyway, so the first bird that we saw fly was our own. I mean, that's how it was back then. But anyway.
That's a crazy statement.
Yeah.
So that's the first bird you ever saw fly.
Hunting.
Yours.
Yeah.
Well,
So you never went
we've
out
seen a
hunting?
falconry, at the Renaissance Fair, a guy, do a bird.
Brian was there in tights.
Yeah.
No, it's actually Brian's friend.
No.
just like Peter Pan.
Brian was the jester. He wasn't the guy holding a bird. He was the guy.
It was Ray Penna. It was Ray Penna.
Ray
So
Penna,
those I might
actually a
know.
friend of Brian's, but not a weird friend. Right? So anyway, but I was going to write about this a long time ago. I never did. But the thing is I'd call her every time, like, okay, the bird flew like further, like Teddy, and every day was just like placating us. And then when we finally got to the point where we got it out there, caught something, and I told her, and it was like real joy and, and praise and stuff. And, and it was like, and I never forgot that because it was like,
It wasn't anything until you finally put something in the bag.
It wasn't anything until we caught something, and it wasn't just about the numbers. It was just that I think she wanted us to understand that this is hunting, not flying birds.
Yeah. Did any of that transcend into him when you sponsored
Casey?
Yeah.
100%. Because again, I wasn't a full blown hunter at that point, and so, anything that I taught Casey, I'd say 90% of it came from Teddy, right?
Yeah, well, because he came out when Casey started, reaching out to us. We were still hawking frequently with Teddy, so he got to see it firsthand. He came to the meet. He came out seeing the dogs work, and he saw it all coming together. So it was a good.
The first year we hunted without a dog, and then the next year we got a dog, and that was it. And then
She didn't make you get the dog beforehand, like you guys made me do.
No.
we did, but we didn't. I didn't even, we didn't know that. You got to understand, like, we went to the falconry picnic when I graduated college. I went to the falconry picnic,
Jersey Club
picnic at Jazz's house, and we walked into
Well, the first one you went to was at Bond's house.
Right, but I didn't talk to anybody because I was in college and I didn't pass my test yet. I just was going there to try and meet people. And I was like a 19-year-old kid or whatever, 20-year-old kid, and just like I really didn't talk to anybody. And anyway, so then I finally graduated. We both graduated and took the test, and then I went to the hors d'oeuvre table, where I always go to first, and started eating. And Teddy came up to us and she said, oh, who you? I said, oh, Phil, I just graduated college and passed the test. She said, oh, where'd you graduate college? West Virginia University. Oh, me and my husband graduated from West Virginia University. Great. That's awesome. She's like, where do you live? I said, we live in Midland Park. She's like, well, really? I live in Bergen County too, 10 minutes from you. I'm like, great. You want to sponsor us? That was it. And she just laughed. She didn't say yes, but it was like, there's 1 million people in our county, and she's only practicing falconer. So it was literally like 1 in a million that
And she had never
sponsored anybody yet.
Yeah, out of all her years of falconry, she just never had a
Do you have
sponsor.
any idea why she never sponsored anyone?
I think I asked her that, and she just said, I don't think anybody really even asked her. It wasn't always the same. There's not that many falconers in the area. So she's in North Jersey.
Remember, you have to call people. You have to go out.
We would
and
get a list of
go.
numbers. You call the state, and the state falconry coordinator would give you a list of numbers and names, and that's how we tried to find people.
You can't find a falconer like this, now. That's why.
We would just go down the list and call people. It's the same way when we try to do anything with falconry.
And you know how it is. A lot of people now just quit. Even nowadays, they probably for every inquiry you get, what do you get? 10% of the people that do it? Yes, Matthew.
How did Casey find you as a sponsor?
That's a good question. Oh, I know that.
If you guys listening can't hear, Matt asked how Casey found you as a sponsor.
So he lived in that county next to us, very close. He found
15
Mike
minutes away.
Otter's out there.
Yeah, Mike Ottinger.
He got into I just listened to one of your podcasts just recently, and you guys just talked about this. But not that I didn't know it anyway. But he found Mike Ottinger. They got into falconry because he read a Teddy article.
Mike was my neighbor's landscaper.
It was your neighbor's last, yeah.
He's literally meant to
And
be.
again,
A million
how did
people
they
in our
know-
county.
How did they know you? How did they know Mike was a falconer?
Because my neighbor, I got into it separate of knowing anything about Mike. I just knew my neighbor shot squirrels to give to his landscaper who feeds them to his birds.
Gotcha.
And then I
Okay.
walked over
Okay.
to the neighbor and I said, when he's feeding these squirrels to his birds, are they hawks? He's like, yeah, he does something with falcons. I'm like, is he a falconer? He's like, I think so. So I waited till he was cutting the grass. I literally stood next to his truck.
Yeah, and we were friends with Mike at the time.
Zach, I tied a string around the thing and I sat in the back of the truck with the string around my finger to wake me up, but he was finished cutting the grass.
So if you,
So we knew Mike.
so we knew Mike Ottinger, and he's like, I live far away. He's like, there's this kid Casey, and we're like, yeah, great. So, so what, Mike? You know, we're hawking. Like, what are we gonna, you know? But if Huli can attest to this, that Mama Sue is very persistent. So
Casey's mom sent us some emails, right? That's how I first got introduced.
I don't remember exactly how, but she came to the meets. She brought Casey.
Because I was interfacing with her. She was emailing us.
I like to think that I brought my mom with me. That's the way I like
Brought
to
your
think.
mom to the meets.
Yeah, I brought my mom.
Yeah, well, she's driving the car. You're 14.
Yeah.
13 or 14.
13, 14.
We went together.
And
She had a big
Typical
family,
homeschooler.
like Ford conversion van,
Yeah.
right? You had the whole family.
the Astro van or whatever, the
I
lights
think
and
it's
everything.
sweet. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, it's like the shagging wagon. You should have kept that thing.
Yeah. That thing is sweet.
Is that how you got Huli? You want a Huli over?
Yeah, what-
Yeah.
You got a
Hold
bed
that
in
next
the
to
van?
us.
You got a bed in the van?
Yeah. So you wanna come?
But she was very persistent.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't take no for an answer. And
Yeah, because we said, listen, we're not just ready to sponsor some kid. We were just like, I wrote back and I suggested that, there's lots of things in falcon related that you can get involved in, or we could start looking for nests. I said, we can
Just try
talk
to
to
use me to
rehab.
find gossip.
No, I just want to see what you're interested in,
there's
and they
this
said,
new
well,
thing
it's
called
related-
podcast that you can get into.
No, I literally just suggested that, I'm not ready I said I wasn't ready to sponsor this, Casey yet. And then
So I was starting my teaching career, and Casey's homeschooling. She says, well, I need somebody to teach my son math. And so she was paying me to teach him math. And then, and we just got closer and closer. And like I said, she doesn't take no for an answer. My cousin Matt was coming out with us since a young age. He's been out hawking with us since he was a kid. And
you guys lived in the same town.
and then they were just
we
like
lived-
around the corner
I could
from
ride
each
my
other
bike
and
to-
became good friends. And
Yeah.
they started coming out together all
like
the
the same
time.
age,
and
and they would go and he would go hawk with you guys, and then it was like just perfect.
There was a group of guys, Matt, you, Parker.
Parker,
Come up
Parker
here,
came
Tom.
with us a couple times.
Were you successful teaching Casey math?
I got
Casey
my-
is a natural falconer.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Very diplomatic.
Tom asked if Phil was successful teaching math, but it was the basics, like 1 + 1 is 2. And
Yeah.
It was like geometry
He
and
can pitch a
algebra.
pipe. He can pitch the pipe properly. He knows the sizes.
Yes.
The fitting sizes.
That's right.
today we were at a spot and a plumber drove by, and Casey gave the plumber a traditional plumber's greeting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was like, it was, imagine a pipe.
So stupid.
Casey like grips the pipe.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Is it sideways or is it up and down? Can you show me again?
So stupid. That's the electrician.
Is it galvanized or is it black pipe?
Aaron.
it's a
Never
mat.
mind. Never mind.
The electricians. That's how the electricians read each other, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what birds was Teddy flying?
She always flew
Ever since we known her.
it was buckshot, right?
Yeah, buckshot was a Harris.
Tiercel Harris. Good sized Tiercel Harris.
Yeah.
Hey.
So she had this. She
Darren,
lived
right?
on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So she lived on, and she'll probably talk about it, but she lived on a Boy Scout camp. Her husband, Carl, was a camp ranger. So lived on, in North Jersey, but still in a large patch of woods in the mountains. And so we went up there and checked it out. And
I thought it was so funny that these little dogs hunt. I couldn't get over it. Like it was.
You go there, yeah. It's a bunch of barking dogs, and she had a lurcher in the
blew
back
my
there.
mind, that these little dogs can hunt something. And we got lucky. She had a really good bitch at that time, and she produced a male, and we took it, and arguably, one of her better offspring that she's chosen. It was her favorite dog. So, and I'm not taking credit for it, but it was a great dog. I think Brian can attest to that. And so but really Teddy is a houndsman. I mean, that's her.
Yeah. She told us right at the bat. I mean, she's use falconry.
I'm a houndsman that does, uses a falconry, that uses a bird, but she's really, that's obviously what she's known for. World renowned. I'm not making it more than it is. I mean, she is world renowned.
You know something interesting about that? Somehow, some way I came upon this. There's a German teddy bear company, plush animal company that sells a long-haired dachshund plush called Moritz.
No way, really?
I'm serious, yeah.
She get it for her.
She got it's her German ancestry. I don't know.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah, just like you said, she's German.
Yep.
So she's German and she runs German dogs.
Yes. Yep.
But anyway, until we got the dog, she really didn't want to spend any much time with us. So it was a lot of on the phone sponsorship.
You're right about that. I feel that with any I'm sorry to anyone out there that has a bird that won't fly with dogs. I have way less interest in hawking with you if that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, so we spent the whole year just flying and hunting, and she never came out with us until the second year we had a dog, and but she was almost every day. I think we pretty much talked to her almost every day. It felt like just walking through every step, and anyway, so that's a little bit of what it was like to be a sponsor. I mean, for her to be our sponsor, but it's that example that she set was really the important part, and lack of panic too. You always panic especially when you're new to the sport. Everything was a traumatizing. What did I do? First of all, I lost my first bird. It was a kestrel. Phil got a red tail, and then I took the kestrel. So we were flying both birds in that same year together, and I lost it. And I just remember calling Teddy 1,000 times, trying to get her to pick up the phone because she just had a house phone. And I'm calling. I'm like, I don't know what to do. The Cooper's hawk chased this kestrel out of sight. I was on a frozen lake and we were flying it out in the open. I wouldn't do it anymore because there's so many Cooper's hawks, but just making a dude stoops way out in the open, and it was doing it. And a Cooper's hawk came in and just chased it off, and it was cacking. I saw it. Just took off. Couldn't see it anymore. Cooper's hawk came back, but without the kestrel in its claws. So I don't know. I couldn't find it anymore. And she was just you gotta check the treetops, check all the poles, and just kind of calm me down. I was in panic mode. I'm literally running down the street trying to get an eye on the thing. I didn't know. I had no telemetry. It was anyway. But her ability to stay calm in those types of situations, being caught in all kinds of weird situations with our first bird.
Humility, being humble, never letting your success, get to your head or anything like that,
Just focus on
that
doing
was
it,
a big
doing
thing
right
that I took from her, personally. As we all, everybody knows Teddy's knows that she's like that. And she just treats everybody the same. She doesn't treat, when you guys were at that thing the other day, with Bobby, and Bobby asked her for a pup. She's like, "Is he gonna hunt it?" No, well, I'm not telling you, Bobby.
She literally told Bobby, she's like, "No."
She told me, I don't know if any mom,
Is he gonna hunt the dog? No, I don't. Probably not.
Then you're not getting a dog.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Kennedy, you're not getting a dog from me. But anyway, so like she's
stronger than I am.
Yeah. My friend Aaron here was selling you a dog, which he did. But so just she's always.
Will it get me any clout?
Yeah. Will you come on my podcast if I do?
Well, that's the one thing she doesn't
podcast,
care.
maybe.
She doesn't care for much of that.
Oh, you're busy. You're doing Joe Rogan. I'll sell you one anyway.
Even for me, I called her because I put my dogs down a couple months ago. I have no dog. I called Teddy. I'm like, Teddy, I need a dog. She's like, well, there's this guy over there has a litter. I'm like, Teddy, it's your apprentice here. Put me up on the list. He's like, nope. He's like, we'll see what we could do. It's like he teaches everybody the same. No, no special treatment and stuff, and it's really cool.
She used to tell me when because people would call, ask for a dog. She has a list of everybody that calls her, and she writes your name down, and then she's like, draw an acorn next to the names for certain names. Everyone, I'm like, what are the acorns? Like, yeah, that's why I know these people are nuts. So it's like I put a nut by the names of the people I don't want to sell. That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh! Because she'll say, "I got this person." He was like, "I had one nut or two nuts drawn next to his name."
That's so funny.
I said, I know you have extra puppies. Maybe you want to sell it to
Teddy's so
Man, I wonder how many acorns I got next to my
I don't
name.
know.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Teddy calls it like she sees it.
Yeah. Well, she just flew Harris's Hawks. She's just like, go out with Rick and this person and that person. Like they're flying red tails. I haven't trapped a red tail in a long time. She's like open, like go out. You don't do it my way. I'm going to, this is the way I do things. And she encouraged us to go out with a lot of people. So that's what we did. She introduced us to Brian Bradley. She introduced us to other people.
I think that
just go out and learn,
Yeah. As a teacher and as a parent, like you learn that your kids or your students don't do anything you do. Like they don't do anything you say. I said that wrong. They don't do anything you tell them to do. They only do what you do. And Teddy never really told us to do anything, right? Like she just kind of like was by example, it was like we just did what we saw. And that's like one of the best ways to learn. And, and that's how my kids learned. And that's it. So we just did what we saw. And she wasn't like, call us up and say, do this, do that. She's like Paul just said, this is what I do. This is how I do. And we would watch and we were two young, hungry kids that wanted to learn. And nowadays with information is not a premium like it used to be. You couldn't get information. You couldn't get falconry books. You couldn't get knowledge. Now it's freely given.
Books, you get them from the library or you could try to buy them.
But there was very few. And, so you couldn't even get something. Like a lot of info,
Then you got to read them.
You have to read. You have to read.
How are you going to do that?
But I used to love those books, man. I used to love reading those.
So anyway, so we wanted to learn, and we would watch and learn.
She was last time I saw her. She was telling me about the Terminator that you guys had.
Yeah, it was a big.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a big female.
Is that the last? Like that was like the last red tail. Besides that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
that's the last red tail I had.
We had the dark phase red tail after that.
She said she took you guys to a spot for squirrels, and she was like, the way she said it.
This is her first time actually hawking with us, I think. She was like, I'll take you guys out of that.
She was like, wouldn't you know it? They caught 2 rabbits or something like that.
She's like, I'll take him to a squirrel spot, so I'll save my rabbits. And we go there. Within a half hour, we caught 2 rabbits. And all right, whatever.
Yeah. We still got
she
that
was
picture.
happy to see it, and actually, it is a picture of that hunt. That was
great.
a big bird. To finally go out with her, like, listen, we pulled you off away from your own hawking time. Come out with us, come see it happen. I got your little puppy with us. And she did, and we were able to put 2 in the bag in a quick hunt.
Would that bird fly out?
But actually, that's not the term. That Terminator was not the bird for that hunt.
No, it wasn't for that hunt. But that Terminator trap was 1620 or 1590.
15 something.
It flew at like 15.
It flew
eventually, not at first. Not at first.
Yeah, in the low 50s or something.
Yeah, the low was at 42.
Yeah, it was trapped at like 61 ounces or something, but it was winter fat, and it took a lot.
Yeah, it was fat, but it eventually started flying at 14. Like for rabbits, you could get away with 14.
I don't remember.
50,
I was using ounces.
No, eventually, but that wasn't the first year. The second year was at 14, 15.
You had that bird when I was like coming to your house and like cleaning it. And I just remember it was huge.
Yeah, squirrels, it had to go lower though than that. But for rabbits.
How long did you keep that bird?
3, 4, 5 years.
It was a while.
We kept it for a while. I had a goshawk. Well, I had a goshawk on the red tail. The first goshawk was that passage male.
The thing about that red tail though, that it's like you see everybody thinks, oh, big fat birds that were lazy, and it wasn't. It flew like from the first hunt. It flew over the dogs, just following the dogs. We put it was down here, South Jersey, not here, but like the other part of South Jersey. Follow the dogs like right off the first hunt.
First hunt was down in Hamilton in the blueberry fields.
Caught a rabbit like it knew to follow the dogs from like the first hunt, and then it hunted squirrels like busy.
I think
it
that
wasn't
whole
lazy,
whole first season, that bird, maybe one time I flew it and didn't catch something. It caught something every single time out. So it was just one of those birds that was, accurate.
Made you look good.
Yeah, when you have a good red tail, sometimes it makes you really appreciate them when you don't.
Yeah, that bird. That was the one story I remember as a child. Remember that hedgerow that we were working, and that rabbit thought it was slick running back up the hedgerow, and that she came out and T-boned it and literally. You remember?
Yeah.
Split the literally intestines go flying out of the rabbit.
Yeah.
She hit it.
She blew the guts out of it.
Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rabbit didn't even know it was there. It hit it so hard when we ran over there. It was
broadside,
intestines
right
out
on the side.
That bird
hit
was
it right on the T-boned it.
Was one of those power, like she would.
I'll never
she
forget
hit
that.
so
I can
hard.
still see it in my mind.
Often to the point where she hurt herself multiple times. One time she really folded over her keel. She was in the woods. The rabbit was running through the woods, and she came down real hard, but she hit a rock in the forest floor, and it rolled over the keel a little bit. But it healed, but it always had that dent and a curl to it in the one spot. And then another time she caught a few rabbits, and we're going for another one, and she just power slammed it and caught one more, and then she messed up her wing, and
I think that's right. That's why
it never fully healed.
Yeah, that's why we got
for
rid
a
of
couple
it.
more seasons, but she had always like a little hitch in her wing. When she'd fly straight, you'd always see it different, or she'd hang it low. But we flew a couple more seasons like that, but she permanently hurt herself.
I can't. I don't know about you guys. I don't like looking at my birds if they're damaged. Like looking at a car with a scratch in it. I can't.
Yeah, she always had it hanging a little bit low.
I hate that.
After that, but she was a hard hitting.
She would sit there, and then the one wing would be like this, and it's like I can't do it.
But she would still be able to fly and catch rabbits. So after that,
I trapped a red tail that had this weird. We never really figured it out, but it had like this, like the barbs in its feathers were, deformed or something. So all its feathers were like frayed.
The feather duster one that you just had. Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was like, we think it was genetic. That was the best guess.
Didn't you say you molted out the same way?
Yeah. So I transferred to somebody else, but the bird was huge. It was like massive, like 50 ounce, flying at like 50 ounces or something. But it was ugly as sin, and I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't look at it.
No, it's tough.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard once they,
That's why you do your podcast with Casey over the computer.
It's hard to look at them.
So, the JD Vance memes?
That's literally me.
The bald JD Vance.
With his swollen face, that's literally me, 24/7.
That's what I see whenever I'm interviewing or whenever we're on the podcast.
I don't know, Casey. I think you look like Ragnar Lothbrok. I just started
skull.
Casey's a good luck charm for falconry. That's the thing, though. We whenever we needed to go find.
I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, well. What was the first one? The first bird he caught.
He's talking to you, Hooli.
Yeah.
He caught a bird yourself, right? Because we couldn't go out there.
Me and my brother, yeah.
Yeah, you and your brother. Another time, I think we were with Matt.
It was a BC off of a bicycle with a little basket, like ET.
It was the family Subaru right next door in a cemetery right next door to them putting somebody in the ground. And we threw
that same cemetery
thing out like this.
Was it with you? Was it Matt? We jumped over
With a jacket.
with a jacket. We jumped over the cemetery with a jacket and caught it by your hand.
I caught one by hand there. Brian didn't. Brian
Where's
do something-
Richie? That was Richie's bird for a while. It was like 50-ounce.
So that's an interesting topic because that cemetery was, for whatever reason, when I say infested with rabbits.
We were actually there hawking, and then we saw the bird.
Yeah.
And
it chased one of the rabbits we flushed,
You
right?
guys saw it hawking and it came down.
Casey snuck up behind it, and then Casey was like,
It was on a rabbit though.
No, we threw
a rabbit out
one
for
of
it.
our rabbits that we
gotcha.
had.
And then
hand down on the carcass, and Casey laying back.
me and Matt went behind the gravestone, and I basically just went like this around the gravestone and just grabbed it by its legs. And we got that one, and we got two more. Remember, I got two more. Teddy's other apprentice took one. I think James took one. I took one home, and we're going through the training process. About a week and a half, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, and all three of the birds started seizing like on the same day. Remember that?
Yeah.
I thought they were like stargazing, or or they were just twitching.
Mine
or something.
was having a seizure, and then like I was calling you guys what to do, remember? And then you were like, Joe's bird is seizing also, and we think it was maybe like pesticides in the fat. And then when we were pulling the weight off, it was like overloading the system with like pesticide poisoning or something.
Yeah, so I don't know
They-
how
all
true this
three-
is.
Two of the three died. Mine, for whatever reason, stayed alive. It was crazy.
What's up, Matt?
Every time you told Phil what to do, they tell you not to tell him how to hawk. It's just
Me and Matt, like, so Paul and Phil would be hawking, right? And me and Matt are two. I think we're almost exactly a year older than Matt. July 10th, Matt's July 12th.
Well, why would I need my 16-year-old cousin who's not a falconer telling me how to hunt my birds?
So
Why would,
we'd be in
how
the
would
back.
that not annoy you?
We'd be in the back like the peanut gallery, just
How is that not going to annoy
saying
somebody?
stuff to the dogs, and they would be yelling at, "Don't tell me how to hawk," and that was like, "Don't talk to my dogs." I'd be like, "Get him!" He's like, "Don't talk to my dog."
Matt's like the little brother. He's been hunting with us since
Yeah,
he's
I don't
5
know.
years old.
Yeah.
You know, pheasant hunting, fishing. And we treated him just like a little brother. So
Matt,
yeah.
why didn't you get into falconry?
work
That's a workaholic.
Yeah.
because I couldn't steal Paul and Phil's spots.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
We never we never encourage it.
Yeah.
No, but it's different.
He blames us.
If you can go hawking whenever you want, and then you just get to go home at night.
We were
Like,
walking
wouldn't
all
you
the
just do
time
it?
together. Anyway,
He did it right.
Yeah, I was
Exactly.
doing it.
He's done a lot more hawking than a lot of people here, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's been out a lot. Beating brush, digging holes, trapping. He's been on the beach, on the ridges, down the roads. He's done a lot of it together. So
Matt took a nice hit from my red tail that one time.
Yeah.
Phil's basement.
yeah.
Oh yeah, everything.
Constantly.
So-
Trying to figure out the best way.
So
You guys-
Casey's, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you guys have an interesting dynamic. Don't you all three live right there next to each other?
Yep.
Yeah, I live next door to the house.
Is
I
that
grew
like
up
an
in.
Italian family bond?
Yeah, considering we're not Italian, but it's just like that.
We're Italian by demographic. We're in
like
Jersey.
oligarchy.
We live in North Jersey. Same way.
Family.
Italian by skin
Yeah,
tone.
so I live next to the house I grew up in, and Phil lives in that house with his family of 5 kids, and I got 4 myself. Matt lives in the house behind me and my brother, so our yards are all connected, and he's got 3 boys there too. So
And then Paul's wife's sister lives next door
yeah,
to
so my
him.
sister-in-law and brother-in-law and their 2 kids live on the other side of my house. So we got the whole little block there.
And then-
so when we have goshawks screaming 24/7,
Yeah.
Nobody's there to
Nobody
complain.
can say nothing.
no one's complaining.
And then Jack the jeweler, who made all of our wedding rings and all of
He's
my
a close
friends
friend,
and all
close
your
family
friends' wedding
friend,
rings
yes.
and jewelry,
And Matt's necklace right there.
yeah, man.
and my
He's
wife's
like-
necklace that she's probably wearing.
More squirrels and rabbits on our compound than there ever is in New Jersey.
Yeah, man. It's a high concentration right there in that corner.
Yeah. I was thinking about moving there, but I need some space, man.
Nah, you need some space.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need a little space.
you're right in our spots anyway. So
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
nothing
so
left.
Casey's really good luck because the first time we ever go looking for goshawk nests with Casey, because we would go for every weekend in the springs for a couple of years now. And still hadn't found one. And Phil, I couldn't go that weekend. It's like, I'll bring Casey. Maybe he can come with me, get another set of eyes. And like I said, literally from like pretty much end of March to like May, we would go almost every weekend up in the Catskills or up in parts of Jersey and wherever we can try to find a spot. And
the first time,
like I said, I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years now. No luck. Phil brings Casey the first time. And cat, right in there.
It's burned into my retinas.
Yeah.
I'll never not see that again.
Yeah. So you are good luck. Then
one time, then we took him trapping. One time we caught 2 passage goshawks in the first.
No, 3. The third one flew over.
Yeah, we caught.
I thought it was 4. I thought we trapped 3.
I trapped, I think, 1 other goshawk prior to that.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we never catch goshawks at this spot. I mean, we catch a lot of red tails. We never catch them here. Casey comes up and we catch 2 goshawks and had a third over the net.
Yeah. As we're pulling the second one out, the third one comes over looking down at us.
And I've never caught another one there.
That's at Merrill Creek where a lot of people have trapped there before and since.
Yeah.
And then we trap peregrines.
And then
we trap 4.
4 or 5 that day, passage peregrines.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been going down. You go down to Cape May looking, trying to catch peregrines. And a couple of times, Matt also went on another good time down there. And then it's like, Casey, you want to come with me? I think it's going to be a good day.
I got a good eye.
Yeah, and I think we stocked up 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane.
It's the first time we take him to trapping peregrines.
We must have saw, but it was a good day though. We must have saw 50 peregrines that day.
Yeah,
it was one of those things where you would see them flying over a couple hundred feet up, and you could clearly see them. And then if you let your eyes like focus to like 1,000 feet up, you would just see like 1, 3, 4,
they were
7, just all the way up there, just cruising, not hungry, not hunting, just going.
Yeah,
and we left early. We're like, we got enough birds. Let's pick which one we want.
Nuts,
yeah.
And then we went with Brian to that beach. And we set up 2 spots. And that day we caught like 40 Merlins.
Is that the day I was on my hands and knees looking for my keys for about 7 hours?
That's the day your luck ran out. That was.
I had to get my car towed from a beach where a towing company had the monopoly on it. They charged me $600 to tow my car, 10 minutes.
Lost his keys in the sand somewhere.
I had to get a new fob and key built for my car.
Hours away from
$1,200, and they're sending me videos of they're pulling birds out of the net, laughing.
Casey's going back and forth trying to get this car.
It was nuts. It was so
one day that those keys are going to wash up in the surf. They're going to be like, oh,
Brian's going to find them one day. He's going to trip over them. It's crazy.
You missed out a good day. That was a good day.
That was terrible. I'll never. That was bad.
Yeah.
So when did you guys get your first dachshunds?
Year 2.
I think year 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
I think.
And so Teddy had, she had really those lines of that long-haired line that she had just started. I guess only a couple generations prior, maybe one.
It was Steffi.
Actually, Steffi
and,
was
Ice.
Yeah, Steffi and Ice, this imported dog from Belgium that her and Susan had imported. And I think at the time Brian already had Chase.
Yeah, that was my first dog. I'm not sure if I got that slightly before.
I think right before us. Yeah.
Slightly after.
Yeah. And then
Ted Dameron had a couple long hairs
from Maryland.
I got Chase. Okay.
Okay.
And so this dog, it looks a lot like JP's dog that he has now, and it's a descendant of that same dog. And that's why I want to play. And I think Zach has the brother, and it's arguably probably, and I'm just gonna say it's the best dog I've ever seen, dachshund I've ever seen, except for maybe.
100% biased, but it's okay.
It's not. Well, I mean,
no, it was just a good hard hunting.
It was just
dog
a good hard
hunting
nose,
and
except for maybe Turk, but Turk was unmanageable, and I think my dog had a better nose, but
Turk had almost too much.
I didn't see every dachshund out there, but I just think it came from one of Teddy's favorite dogs, and we were also in our 20s and not have 9 kids between the two of us, and could hawk all the time, and I'm sure that had a factor in it. But
what you'll notice though is the dogs.
But it had high drive and good nose, and like what else could you ask for?
Yeah, but the the refinement in his body type. I think that was the thing is like, shoot, Teddy really bred wanted good drive and nose, and then we've been trying to just
refine the body types. Yeah, because he didn't have the best body type. He was a little short and stubby. Kind of like Casey.
And a little bit lean forward.
He was red, short, and stubby.
Swollen.
Well, he had hair though.
But very good.
He did have hair though.
No. So that was it. Like, so that was it. Like, take that drive, take that nose, and make him a little bit narrower in the chest, a little bit longer in the legs.
He was short in the front, and he wasn't.
And so that's where you see a lot of these dogs in the falconry community right now from these lines that are consistently putting out long-legged dachshunds that are
I'm
athletic.
purposely trying to put out caterpillars.
You're from West Virginia, so we don't.
Yeah. All I do is brother, sister.
Yeah.
What is that question mark dog you got?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one that looks like a question mark.
Oh, Fly?
Fly.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
That was sister cousin to mom.
Yeah, West Virginia special. Dog's crooked as a question mark.
West Virginia right here in the house.
Oh, sorry. Hey, I'm West Virginia. I'm an alumni.
So did Teddy teach you guys dog maintenance?
She did.
She's meticulous about cleaning teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad with that.
Yeah.
First time I saw the anal gland get expelled too. Oh, that was
traumatizing.
Look, do this.
Phil, do you ever
No,
Expressing the anal gland.
I'm still traumatized. I almost threw up.
It's so disgusting.
I have a weak stomach when it comes to that.
last weekend I did every single dog I had. I cleaned them all. I washed them all.
Kid.
No.
So disgusting.
But one of them actually Fly. His anal gland.
Stop. I'm not even joking. Stop. It's gross. It's so gross. Teddy did it. It shot out, and I was like,
It's disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't look like he enjoys it. This is the weird part.
I know you seem too awkwardly comfortable, and that's you doing it.
What do you think about crackers? With those friends.
Oh,
So disgusting.
yeah.
It took me 18 years before I could clean her teeth and scrape the stuff off their teeth.
Yeah.
It made you sick to do that?
Yeah, I couldn't. I would dry heave. I can't do that.
But she taught us when it's appropriate to go to the vet and not go to the vet. That's the one thing too.
And basically,
Yeah, she saved us a lot of vet bills for
it's
sure.
almost never appropriate to go to the vet. It's
No,
absolutely
that's not
necessary.
when your bitch is pregnant, you get it X-rated ahead of time. Actually, the first litter I had to get a C-section on. First two that I bred, and if she didn't warn me and prepare me, I would have had more trouble with that and could have not only lost litter but hurt the dog. So things to look forward more important. So
You guys produced some good dogs over the years.
We produced a lot of.
There are a lot of pedigrees that have dogs from you guys.
I was looking at the other paperwork because I just had to get Jafar registered. He just produced 2 litters out in Arizona, and I didn't realize how many litters we bred. Just looking at the paperwork.
Yeah.
Must be like 50.
Well, early on, Teddy's like, she's like, I'm going to give this guy a good male pup, and we're going to, they'll work him, and I can breed back to him, and it worked out for her, and she campaigned that dog around. She had us introduced us to field trials.
He made it to field trials. He won the national title.
She's like, it was like in 3 trials, he became, field champion.
I mean,
I didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, let's do it. And, because all of our dogs were field champion on the pedigree. You see FC. And she's like, so anyway, so she bred back to it. She recommended these litters. Every breeding we did were recommendations from her. And then she, pointed other people with dogs to Aziz as well. So
she took us to this one German showing where they do confirmation. You know what I'm talking about, Aaron? You probably don't know because they don't take crooked question mark dogs there. But she would they bring these German judges over.
I got thrown out of there.
Yeah.
So what the hell is that?
and we took him there. He just won the national field. He beat national champion. So And I didn't know what I'm doing. I'm just following Teddy, and they look at Aziz and they, fucking feeling all this. And it's like, I forget what the scoring was, but they gave him a score, and he's saying in German to her, like, he's just a little low in the front or whatever. And then she's like, all mad. And she was walking away, But they were right, he wasn't perfectly straight across, he was a little not perfectly, parallel to the ground.
She enjoyed that.
So it was interesting stuff that we got to see, like I would never know what that is, or, that there even exist German judges coming and examining little wiener dogs.
Judges are a real treat.
Oh, I bet they're real sweethearts, those people.
yeah.
You have a German accent you can do, Casey?
Yeah.
I'm not
Please
that
don't.
good.
Please don't.
I'm not that good.
I'd rather you talk about squeezing anal glands again.
Yeah.
Onto
Let's go
crackers?
back to anal glands.
So Aziz had kind of an interesting ending, and it's either just with dachshunds, I guess, especially because they're so small, and it ends a couple different ways. It's either they get sick, old age, put them down, or they get killed in the field, or they vanish into thin air.
Well, 26 years of running, 27 years of running dachshunds. This year was the first year I put a dog down. So 2 months ago.
Because of old age, you're saying?
Because of old age.
Yeah.
Point being that they expired before the
Tingy.
Oh yeah. They needed it.
Something happened.
I went to your house to do some work, and they didn't even do anything. So.
Yeah, no, they were fine. But Aziz was lost in a hole. We think he got out of it because we dug up the whole den, but we never could find him again. We had reports of him being found in the mountain village there, and
the Jackson Whites. Oh,
try to get us killed.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know this.
My mom literally she would drive those mountains, those hills, in that not so safe area, like every night, yelling out the window.
Yeah,
I would go up there. I think me and Matt went up there.
Dude, we were jumping fences, looking under buses and stuff.
Yeah,
trying to find him wherever
yelling
we could.
his name and stuff. Yeah, for weeks.
That was
for freaking weeks. We were looking for that dog.
Yeah,
We're up at Jackson.
Yeah, the Jackson Whites.
Sketchy.
Do you think there's a possibility somebody picked him up and just kept him, right?
No, he would not let any stranger get near him. And we had a couple of reports that said, we saw him. And as soon as he tried to get out of the car, he bolted back into the woods. So we had
Coyote.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. The dog was
Unless he got weak and somebody picked him up and we never knew it. He didn't have a microchip at the time. We didn't have telemetry on him. I think I don't know if we even had a dog tag on him. I don't think we had tags on him then because we were worried about him snagging under holes.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah.
Now I have collars with no tag. It's just, like
The boomerang.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but, and now I put telemetry on my dogs, so I don't have to go through that again. Because it happened one more time, a year or two later.
I got his daughter from Silver Falconer.
Another offspring from Aziz, and
she was
we're walking with Brian up in
Brian
New York.
Spots.
In the old apple orchard, and
that place was brutal. I mean,
so many holes,
so many groundhog holes, and just huge brush piles.
Yeah, we were just walking.
Infested with rabbits, though.
We were just working through a pile. Like she's underneath the pile. We heard her, and we keep walking. Rabbits going, whatever. There's other dogs, other people. We keep walking, and okay, where's Ziza? Where's Ziza? And she never came out, or never. We think it was that pile.
Seen the movie Holes? That's what film Holes. Trying to think.
What's that? Yeah.
Holes.
You never saw the movie?
Nah,
Yellow Spotted Lizards. You never saw that movie?
No.
Oh, is that like that Disney movie? Yeah.
So and we tried. We ended up coming back, marking, like we came back with marking spray paint and checked every hole, and there must have been, I don't know, 30, 40, I don't know. We all had Kansas spray. Every time we'd go down, we check each hole and mark it, and we listen and try to get it, and we don't know what happened to her. And the one hole she made, there was brush piles, so it could have been one way deep, and we never found her again. So,
yeah.
So
Fun stuff.
put telemetry.
What's that?
If you're doing a lot, if you have a dog
it's
doing a lot of
brutal.
hole work, we use the ferret finder. But now I just put like a falconry transmitter on them, and you can get a signal outside of a hole. You know, you'll get a beep. At least I know they're in that hole, and you can if you have to. But like it's a couple times in 20 years, so you're out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times with no problems. But it's just the 1 or 2 times, that it can happen.
I was telling someone recently, one of my dogs jumped like 30 foot off a retaining wall onto the ground.
God.
Totally fine.
What?
Dachshund.
Was it fly?
Atticus.
Oh.
Is the question mark? Is that where the question mark came from?
That's why his spine is like.
I never seen anything like that.
When he hit the ground, his anal glands busted out. All right. Let's get some questions and comments from the audience.
Yeah, we talked too much.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions
If
or
anybody has
comments?
any
Talk about
questions or
anything?
comments, they can come up.
No
and
more from Matt.
Yeah, we want some
Nothing
people to come up here.
come up, and then we can.
Go ahead, Matt.
Matt, come up and use the mic.
Come on, Matt.
It's for the audio, man.
can't hear you.
barely hear you.
I'll repeat it.
All right, we'll repeat it.
And you can repeat my question. Okay. So, which one of you were Casey's main sponsor?
So,
And it doesn't matter because you ended up with both.
I know.
It was a sick combo.
I got lucky.
Matt had the question, which one of you was the main sponsor for Casey?
I was officially the sponsor for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
were you a paper sponsor or were you the main sponsor?
No, well, I probably was I don't know. We did everything at that time.
There was a lot of hawking
We were
together
still
at the
living in the
time,
same
but
house. We did everything like together, so. At that time
Phil was my sponsor on paper, but they literally like lived next door to each other. So it was.
No, we lived in the same house at that time.
Yeah.
Still at that time, we were still living, together. We were in the early 20s.
Yeah, so it wasn't much of a difference. We didn't distinguish. We flew the same birds, we got
Even till now, he'll call me up talking about a situation, and I'll give him one set of advice,
You answer the phone.
and then he'll call Phil or text him something, and
and
eventually
get completely different information.
Yeah. So it's good. You get a.
Now
Things never
at
change.
first it wasn't different information. Now it's all different. We have our own opinions now.
Mutual friend Ken Sabier, and he had the good point of when you're taking advice, he said just ask one person.
100%.
Don't ask everybody. Ask one person for their advice and stick with it.
So Teddy told us. So that was my thing to Casey, and I don't know if this is good for you guys as future sponsors. Teddy told us to talk to everybody and get their opinion. And I told that to Casey. I said, talk to everybody. I said, get information from everybody, get everybody's opinion, learn, but do what I tell you, not because mine's the best way or I'm the only way that's right. I said, it's because my method is I need you to respond to the way that I'm doing it so that the next thing, is the same as my method, it builds off itself. But I said, but talk to everybody, get get everybody's opinion, do everything, but just do it as I'm telling you this. And then when you, do whatever you want, like after you're, apprentice. But yeah, so talking to everybody's good. But like if you're doing something and then, because I hear this all the time from other sponsors or whatever, their apprentices, talks to somebody, especially nowadays, Yeah.
There's lots of advice gets thrown
you do
around.
this one way and then, and your sponsor's expecting you to do this. So you can do this next and then do this. And then, so yeah, I think talking to everybody's great, but you just, when you're trying
We
to
followed
learn.
one person when we were like the first goshawk we got. I called Mark Fanning and just followed his advice to the T. Like we talked to anybody who had a goshawk. There weren't many goshawkers around, but you find somebody that's successfully flown a goshawk, passage goshawks, and that's what we did. We called them and talked to them, and he just walked us through.
It's when he said that, it makes me realize how old we are. But like, it's true. There's not a lot of people that even flew goshawks 20 years ago. You had to go out and get them, and there's very few breeders. So like, there were people that didn't have goshawks, so you didn't even barely see one, let alone
The first goshawk we saw flown was the one we trapped and flew ourselves. I had never seen it gone. I seen one at a meet, but never seen it in the field. At a PA meet, it was the first goshawk I saw with our own eyes. And then I never knew how to trap one until I trapped one. And then didn't know how to fly until we listened to Mark and talk us through it. And there's some other good reading. At the time I was reading.
Not everybody can take a Tiercel goshawk and fly, like Tom, the natural here. Get a perfectly beautiful imprint, his first imprint.
No, chamber bird.
His first one.
His first one was
Tom was a falconer a long time ago. Before the,
Still is a falconer.
Yeah, and a passage Tiercel. It was a Tiercel, wasn't it?
that was your first? I thought you had an imprint.
No, I used to talk to him all the time. I mostly because I thought he was lying.
Now chamber.
No, the first one was
Imprint female.
imprint female.
Then he had passage Tiercel.
Oh, then the passage was after that.
Wild Maine imprint. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the first one.
And the
then
passage Tiercel was from
Also Maine.
man.
Yeah.
And he did well with it. I didn't believe him. That's why I kept calling him. You lost that bird, right? You lost it. No, I'm doing great. Catch us up. No, because I called him 2 weeks later. Hey, Tom, how's it going? You lost that bird, right? But it was hard to find people, that. How long ago was that?
15 years.
Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
But
But anybody that would talk goshawks, we would call them up. I remember calling Bill Robinson.
Brian flew a passage goshawk.
Yeah, Brian.
A few of them did
But
well.
we're just for finding goshawk nests and where to look. That's how we talked to Mark, I think, about that. How to look for nests, and then we talked to Bill Robinson, anyone who knew anything about goshawks, where to start looking for goshawks and that kind of stuff. So, information was harder to track down. So it was a lot of phone
And now
calls.
everybody has a giant white goshawk. It's like that. 15 years. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I remember when
I would stare at this picture of the white goshawk that I saw in 2004 at the NAFA meet, and just.
I remember when they were
Darryl-
$10,000.
Yeah, it was Darryl. Darryl had one
Darryl's
from
one.
Lance, I think, right? Or,
Yeah, and thinking I will never be able to have this ever.
Now
I
you have $2,000 running a hole in your pocket.
Now I could just shake down my former apprentice for one.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
So, what brought you guys to flying goshawks, and then what kept you guys flying goshawks? If that makes sense.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so,
So the question was, what brought you to flying goshawks, and what has kept you flying goshawks?
Well, I think, at the first few years, we just wanted to experience everything. So we flew the red tail. I had a kestrel as well. As soon as we became generals, we wanted to try it. We always wanted to keep running rabbits and stuff. So we kept the red tail. And then either with me or Phil, one of us would have something else. And so we just tried to expand. And everything was like, how do we get, how do I get a Merlin? I didn't even think, like, you read about it, like, where do I get a Merlin? All right. You got to trap them. Okay. So it was like everything was so new, right? So we got a Merlin, and I think I got a Harris's hawk from somebody. We tried that, and then there was like, okay, you can get a passage goshawk, or you can try to find a goshawk nest. And so I said, all right, where do we look for goshawks? And they said, up in the mountains. So there was some mountain in New York and another, so there's a couple spots, and we would just start trying, and then once you experienced it, like I said, I never saw it. I never saw anybody flying a goshawk, but we had caught one, which was great. And, which was on a random spot. We had just scouted on this ridge and checked it out. And I, came up there with one missed net and, tied a string to a branch off in the distance and put up a bop-up line and ended up catching this passage goshawk. And then we flew that. And then it was just so much fun flying those birds and just learning about them. And then we still flew a red tail as well. So like that was a stable bird, like use a red tail, catch a few rabbits, help you bag your goshawk, and then try flying the goshawk. We didn't know what to do with the goshawk, so we just were learning. And then we ended up getting an imprint. We found a nest after that, and that was, we raised that one together. You raised it. It was Phil's bird, and that was an imprint female. It turned out to be a female.
Yeah.
And so and that whole experience was fun. I don't even remember who walked us through that. It was Mark, probably Mark as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, what drew me to goshawks was honestly, it was like You got a blue bird with red eyes. I mean, like, I want a blue bird with red eyes. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's like you've been reading. I read old English books. That's the only thing we got, right? So it's all English books. It's all goshawks and peregrines. Pretty much. It was like the goshawk is the king, and you just read all those books, and even B.B. and Webster's books. So it just fantasized about goshawks like for years, and you're literally just fantasizing about it. So that was the reason. But then what kept me with it is a couple things. One, I like a challenge. Like they're not, just nothing to put down red tails. I love red tails. They're the best. But, they're challenging. The red goshawks are a little challenging, and so I like that being, especially the passage birds, being challenged, even my imprint, like now today, like she's a pretty good bird. I mean, Kevin wouldn't say though after he saw her in the field today, but whatever. She caught a squirrel. She's good. I know she's gonna do well. But like the passage birds, it's like I never know. And even sometimes with the goshawk, you don't really know. And there's always a challenge there for me. So that's what kept me going back to the goshawks. But then there was other things that they did that. It's like, I used to joke about it, like with people. It's like film your red tail. And then watch it on fast forward, and that's what like hawking a goshawk is. It's like, and Pete Casey's talked about it on the podcast, but I'll never forget because we hawked a lot of red tails for a good time. So seeing the goshawk hunt the squirrels or the rabbits and do the things,
just getting up,
just anything, like just doing things that like we never saw the red tails do, was that. And then honestly, I wanted to catch ducks. That was the big.
And that was the other thing. Yeah, that was the big thing because we had caught a few ducks with the red tail. Like
we caught 2 ducks.
And then and it's like, wow, okay, so now we can add more. Like, because rabbits, are hard. If you're hunting a lot in our area, like you can run out of rabbits pretty easily. You have to start driving pretty far. And so once we really were flying goshawks, it was like, okay, now we're splitting. We have a whole other car. We were taking like a third of our game was ducks. Yeah. A third was rabbits, or maybe 2/3, a little bit more than a third. And then the rest was a few squirrels here and there. And it took a lot of pressure off the rabbit field.
Yeah.
Too.
And Tom can attest to this because, like, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, Tom. Like, the duck hawking, you got a great duck hawk right now. It's never a gimme. It's never this.
Just go too far down the rabbit hole of your time, but up in Maine, the marshes freeze up. Like we have a special falconry season, 2 months, January, February. 7 weeks of those have been completely locked out, other than one particular slip. So it's not, you have to have other core. That's the beauty of a goshawk, that you can ride it like that.
And even though but some of those slips, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Like, again, you're doing that same type of slip over and over again, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's never a gimme. I mean, I've had birds.
They move around.
And I've had
even
ducks
still,
at my feet, like, and it's like, oh, it's dead duck, and it's not.
Yeah.
Like that's
the ducks will pull crazy moves that you don't expect. Sometimes they make it look easy. Yeah.
So
shy.
Yeah.
I love duck hawking. I mean, it's challenge. It's never, ever a gimme in our experience. I've had, I don't know where Brian is, but I can't tell you how many ducks I've had at my feet. Like, it's like,
you got a great slip.
That thing it's right here at my feet and it gets away. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And, and so, but anyway, yeah. So that's what keeps me back with the goshawk. I need a challenge. I like to have a challenge. I don't like knowing that I can just go out there and just, and not.
Well, then also I'm the opposite. Once I was having kids and stuff and young, and I had a made goshawk, I was just happy to fly that thing. And
oh yeah, I shouldn't be flying goshawk. I didn't say that. I didn't say I should be flying goshawk, but I like the challenge. Yeah,
because I got in a rhythm with that one bird, and she was pretty much automatic at that point. So I rode that bird for a while. She did 13 seasons with that passage goshawk, and allowed it to, go out for a quick hunt and come back and be with the kids and the family and stuff like that. So
that's another aspect of goshawks. I think like a lot of people, it's kind of like a myth about goshawks where it's like you have to hunt them every single day. And it's this thing that's like this crazy ball of energy that you have to control. And I feel like, and I came to the conclusion, like I haven't flown nearly as many as you guys, but it's like, I feel like the first season, maybe the second a little bit, but then after that, it just becomes a red tail.
Yeah, you were talking about an animal before. I
get it to weight, and you go hawking, and it just does.
Careful, Casey. Your wife is sitting right here, so now you just gave the game up.
That's why I get a new one every year.
You just said you don't have to hawk every day. Julie, it's recorded.
You got to get a new one every year.
You don't have to hawk every day. You just said it.
A family life.
Yes, it's good balance. Yes,
you don't.
Yes.
No, but
that's the key.
You need to.
Yes, anybody can be a falconer. Anybody can hunt a goshawk, but not everybody can be a husband and a goshawker at the same time and have a full-time job. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. That's my challenge.
No, so but if you have to stay attentive to the bird no matter what, though. That's the thing. I understand about staying in shape. No, like especially where we hunt and what, like the challenge for us is getting a good enough slip and a bird trying to get through the cover and make connection to a rabbit or a squirrel. That's the challenge with the goshawks, at least here in the East, where it's not. I need to go super, super fast and fly down a pheasant from 300 yards out. Those birds need to be in really, really good shape. In reality, our birds they need a short burst. They need to be able to cut through cover, need to work with the dog well.
It don't take much for a goshawk to catch a rabbit.
It doesn't. The challenge is the cover. The challenge is the slip. And that's our challenge here. It's not how much energy the goshawk just needs to get in there, and it doesn't. They don't.
I mean, yeah, like if a goshawk was like an Aaron shape, like Aaron could still run to the bathroom, like that'd be the same level of effort for a goshawk to.
That's it.
But Aaron takes 3 steps to get to the bathroom, where we got to take like 10.
But a goshawk could be out of shape and catch a rabbit here. Like today, it caught that squirrel, my bird, and she's out of shape, and. She was huffing and puffing, like she was laying on that squirrel because she's out of shape. So, it does come into play because I don't fly that much. But
if you're flying like maybe quail out in the desert or something like that, and you got to have long slips, I would imagine. Yeah, and have to and you have to do some work.
But you can supplement. You could exercise.
That's what we do. Yeah, you do a lot of different things at home. The weight management is a little bit tighter, I feel like, and then. Like I said, being like with the red tails, I can look at their personality. You get to a rhythm with a bird and get her down, drop some weight a little bit and just take her out, and should be pretty reliable.
There's I was talking to Ed Pitcher here when he was at the meet a couple of years ago or whatever it was. And then I called him on the phone and he was like, and he said the same thing. He said, like, I never trained a bird the same way twice. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I thought it was just my, lack of organization because I was the same way. And I don't really ever train a bird the same way twice either. But there's the developmental stages and that you can, and anybody that's flown goshawks or imprints or even red tails, but mostly the imprints, I think is more important because you have to hit those developmental stages in a certain, not, and that timeline can be a little different, but you have to hit those developmental stages. It's like a child, the child has to walk at 10 months. No, some child's walk at 14 months, it's not that critical, but you do have to have that developmental stage. So the same thing with the goshawks. If you're hitting those developmental stages, you can still be successful as long as you're hitting those stages.
You got to progress.
And it doesn't always have to be at the same exact time. And it's the same thing with the chamber raised and some of the imprints and even some of the passages in some way. So as long as you're hitting those stages, it doesn't always have to be like the exact same way every time. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where, like today, for example, I told him we're kind of like sharing this bird because this year. So I told him I wanted the bird at 850. So my brother gave him to me at 875 today. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, no, it's low enough. So to me, you would see her and like Kevin loved her today, and he was laughing because she was just a mess on my fist, just, full yarrick, full wings out, like would not let go. So you would think that bird's too low. Right, a lot of things with goshawks,
like it's back to your fist, or
it's counterintuitive. You would, in my experience, I don't know if you would agree with that. It says like kind of, it just, everything you would think that would, seems to kind of goes opposite with goshawks. You know, you think, oh, that bird's way too low. It's the spads. It won't let go of it. No, that bird's too heavy. Okay. So it's got too much energy. It's too wound up. It's too balled up. So I stopped and I started just making it do some restraint baits in the field and throwing carcass down, jump ups. And I got it a little tired till it was huffing and puffing. And then I released her, and then we caught a squirrel a little later. You know, she got rid of some of that balled up energy. So you got to meet the bird at its needs. That's what, you know, you were saying before, and I know you talked about it a lot on the podcast. What does a goshawk need, and why does it make it more challenging? You got to be attentive to what's that bird telling you at that time. What's it, you know, what's the body language? And a lot of people don't read those clues. And, you know, with the red tail, they do the same thing. They tell us things all the time, but people just ignore it, and just because it's a red tail and it's going to go catch something, and it does. But if you're more attentive to that bird and what's telling you and what it needs, that's what makes you a great falconer. And that's what Ed Pitcher always talks about, you know, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. But, you know, that's what he is reading the bird and try to communicate with it. And I think that's what any animal person, any animal trainer, anything that people that do with animals, all we want to do is really communicate with our animals and understand what they're telling us.
Who's flying goshawks in here? Anybody? Well, this is 4 or 5. That's great. All right, that's cool. I would say at the meet.
What do you have? North American imprint.
Yeah, so I would say I don't know, 20% of the birds flown are probably goshawks, right?
There seems to be a culture of goshawks in the Northeast more so than
down south by you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't fly a goshawk down south. Everybody knows that.
When I had my really good chamber raised female, it was like there were a lot of people who had been hawking for 10, 20 years who had never seen a goshawk take game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when we first started,
shout out to the breeders for sure.
Yeah. There was mostly Harris hawks and red tails. I think that was the primary, and you know, a couple guys with falcons here and there, but yeah, there's a lot more goshawks now.
They're more accessible now.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It makes easy to get if you want one. All right. Anybody else have any burning questions? Okay. Cool. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this. This is fun. This is
Nobody wants to say anything
next year.
Did we set enough?
Mo, come on. Mo, you're not scared of the mic. Come on. Spit some bars for us. We got some beats for you or what? We need a speaker?
I'm half asleep, but I'm gonna try my best.
How are you doing with that dog? Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, sure. Her birthday is next month. Turned 3 years old. She's good. She's
Are you gonna breed her? Because I need a puppy.
Yeah, I could.
You talk about dogs.
I'm trying to pimp these dogs out right here.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a male that looks like my old male.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
One thing you said about Teddy and the acorns and stuff like that, but I think maybe Teddy nowadays, if she gets a good reference from somebody, then you go ahead and you can get yourself a dog. And she called me the second Mo called her. She called me and she's like, who is this kid? Like what? Like he said he knows you or whatever. I said, kid's got a lot of passion. Yeah, he's out in the field all the time. He needs a freaking dog. I think he'd be, a good candidate.
Also, Aaron, you got to put in a good word for me for Teddy.
Listen, Teddy. This kid.
I take back all those jokes I made today.
This kid, Phil.
And Mo's dog is William's dog is a beast. So yeah, he did. It's a really good dog.
Yeah, you ain't getting my dog, Casey. You ain't.
I literally offered him what I offered you, like $1,000 first,
$1,200, $2,000.
Then it was
kept
going up. I was going to give him like $1,800 cat. I was going to drive to his house and get the dog. I mean, it was going to be for free. It was going to be a gift, opportunity of a lifetime.
Last year's meet you offered even more after
I flushed a rabbit out of the hole for my bird. Yeah, I said, okay, all right, now I'll give you $2,000 now.
I said, you ain't getting my dog. You ain't getting my dog. But yeah, so.
Can you attest that the dog
raise the level of your.
Yeah, she did. So last year I would have never got as many kills my first year goshawk. So I did not get scratched up by thorns, thankfully, because I had a dachshund and she did all the work. All I had to do was stand outside the bush with a goshawk on my glove, hold her up like this, and yeah, the rabbit flushed and the bird caught off the glove. So first year goshawk. 50-50 Siberian Finnish cross.
Okay.
Yeah, so
raised or
imprint
that?
Andy McBride, the former president of California Falconry Club.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
I was originally I wanted a 50-50 Siberian North American, but breeder backed out last minute. Sent my money back. I literally financed the goshawk over a course of 12 months. So every year I was sending the breeder like $250 a month to pay $3,000 for a goshawk.
Wow, man. That's commitment
so
right there.
it was cool because my birthday was actually in June. So the breeder called me and said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna have no birds this year." So he sent me all my money back on Cash App. Looked on Raptors Nest, Raptors for sale. I lucked out. A guy, he said, Andy McBride saw his ad on Raptors for sale. He said he had chicks already hatched 50-50 and 3/4 albinus, 1/4 Finnish. I called him literally the second I got my money back. I said, "Hey man, you still got any chicks left?" He said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Okay, cool. I got my money. Let me know when they ready to ship." So I big him on for the difference. The difference was $800. That was my birthday present. So he said, "You ain't getting nothing else for your birthday if you get this bird." I said, "Okay." So a month later, I got my first.
From the South, sorry.
No, I'm from
Talking awfully fast.
Yeah, Prince George's County.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay awake. I'm trying to stay awake. But yeah.
South of the Mason-Dixon line.
And I got a bird from the same breeder, same time, and William
his
picked
white
it
bird
up.
is my bird sister. So
William picked it up from the airport. I drove down there. Yeah, the whale.
Okay, cool.
And
Helga is my
I
bird
drove
sister.
down there, picked it up at his house. We hung out. And,
my apprentice said you're a short king. So
yeah. He throws his apprentice under the bus. As soon as he's like, yeah, my apprentice was happy to meet you. He said you're really short in person though. And I was like, oh. I'm like, I'll remember that. Thanks. Remember that.
Yeah, so
that's why when they called me, where are you guys hawking today? I was like, no, I'll talk to you later.
If you
send him with Zach.
I gave him the Zach treatment.
Yeah.
No.
But good for people. Where is Zach?
He's probably mad at us.
Yeah. No, he already set up a sleeping bag outside of Aaron's truck.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, all right.
William,
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Goshawk, so good job. Thanks, William. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to a live Sporting Chance podcast.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.